Started out as a hospital. It was built in 1875, opened in 1876 by the St. Mary's Catholic Church. They had about 7 sisters, also known as Daughters of Charity, based out of San Francisco, come. And at that time, Father Minogue, who later became bishop, was in charge of the building process and getting everything organized. And in its day, it was really catering to a lot of miners and locals. It was known as like the 5-star hospital because it had indoor plumbing, steam heat, luscious rooms. They were able to house between 60 and 70 patients at a time. The sisters actually lived in the attic. They had their own quarters there. So they resided on the property and took care of all the patients. It was a fire that broke out in the attic, so they shut it down completely. The building sat vacant for about 25 years. In the 1960s, Father Meineke, who was also with St. Mary's Church, decided to go ahead and create an art center. They didn't know what else to do with it. The county wanted to sell all the bricks off the building, and instead of doing that, he thought ahead and said, no, let's go ahead and do something with this. So he actually had prisoners from Carson City Jail come from the prison and actually work and start restoring the building as much as they could to make it livable. It was not available in the winter because there was no internal heat at that time anymore. But throughout the years, there's just been so many volunteers and artists, and it's been an ongoing process since the 60s. We do feel that there are spirits that do come out and want to show themselves. It's really interesting, especially after we have an event here in the house, and a lot of people, about 2 days after they leave, we start getting a lot of activity because maybe they're wondering where everybody went, So we'll hear things like the rolling of the gurneys on the upper floors, and those floors aren't hardwood, they're carpeted. So we'll hear miners' boots, the heavy boots going up and down the stairs or walking up and down the corridors. Disembodied voices speaking to you. We get a lot of misty photographs, orbs, which people say are dust, which I'm trying to figure out right now. Some of it is dust, but when they come up to you and it's a bright, bright, bright ball of light and it gets bigger based on what you're asking it, that was really interesting, what we caught. Ghost hunters have gotten a really bad rap. And when we came on board as the property managers, I let the executive director, Linda, know that that's what we do as a hobby, but we're very respectful, and that was the whole thing. She wanted to make sure that the house was taken care of and people were being very respectful to the building. She's been allowing us to go ahead and have groups in here and get the word out because, the donations and the fees we charge to have people go ahead and investigate the house do help with the ongoing restoration of the building. It's very expensive, so she's looking at that as an avenue too. We have several artists that come. They have come year after year after year for retreats, and they request certain rooms, like room 11, that was the old chapel. There's a gentleman who requests to stay in that room all the time, and he said he's seen the white nun walk in there. I've never seen her. I have seen an apparition on the front lawn of a very tall gentleman wearing one of those square white orderly shirts, and he had to be about 6'4", 6'5", with blonde hair, and he was all aglow. That was really kind of interesting, peeking out of the tree one night. But yeah, we have people that experience everything. I mean, if you look online now, it's just getting out there. People are posting everything. They're emailing us. Our group is Virginia City Paranormal. We do have the website, virginiacityparanormal.com, and we've been posting a lot of photographs of things that we've caught, and also sharing what other people have caught if they email us.